Chengdu has assumed a position, a leadership position in development in Western China. I think Chengdu are the key components of this renewal of the West. And now China is leading the world in many ways. For economic development, economic and trade development, what we see is growing interdependence and reliance on each other. Eventually, the benefits of economic cooperation will push through these barriers, bit by bit. There seems to be an appreciation in Chinese culture of this balance in nature and harmony with nature. So, this should be a part of the economic development of the country and of the region as well. I think that, first of all, Chengdu has assumed a position, a leadership position in development in Western China. I think Chengdu are the key components of this renewal of the West. And so it's important that whatever model is used, for example, development of this area here, is correct and is implemented, with the important things in mind. Not just GDP growth, a more comprehensive view of development. Economic growth, but also insurance of quality of life, ecological development and protection is essential. And further economic growth would be useless unless the environment is protected, etc. So here is where I think Sichuan is a model and a leader. Sichuan and China could participate even to a greater and a deeper extent in the global dialogue would be to use development like this, tourism and ecological development, as a means of communication with other countries. And historically, I had understood that Sichuan was surrounded by and protected by mountains, which creates a certain challenge, to development of the province historically. And today, it's opened up, of course. And when I see the kind of development that has been practiced in this area, I'm very optimistic that the government can use this model, to improve other areas as well. There is a process that naturally happens when people sit down together and talk and share experiences. They grow close. These people who are with us today will leave, that will go back to America or back to Europe, and the things that we'll talk about, the things that we'll say, will really make this experience shine. I would like to see something that would expand the speed of this process. One thing might be focusing on youth. Some of them studying or even teaching in universities here. These people are ambassadors when they go back to America. All of these methods and channels can be explored on how we can make this work on a larger scale. I'm very optimistic. People-to-people exchanges in between China and the U.S. I think that the people-to-people exchanges are stronger. I have a very strong optimism, that things will continue to improve, and this will be the foundation, for better relations in the future, I think. And now China is leading the world in many ways. For economic development, economic and trade development, what we see is growing interdependence and reliance on each other. The major powers cannot get along without each other. China's a leader in electric vehicles and energy storage. We need to find a way, for these technologies to filter into Western economies. Eventually, the benefits of economic cooperation will push through these barriers, bit by bit. In particular in the West, we have always believed that a system of free enterprise, without very many limits, eventually produces the greater value for society. And I think an alternative has been proven, in China, where a planned economy and focused investments in certain areas, key areas, can also produce, the same kind of value for society and the kind of resilience that an economy needs. I think that what we've seen is China's way of doing things works. It's something that's not very well understood by most people in the West. The proof is the level of development China has achieved. So it's a very important step for the West in particular, to realize that the Chinese model has a lot to offer.